All right, wonderful. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I'm so excited to be, just kind of starting this call and then very happily passing it over to Melissa Guy, who's going to be, really educating us and training us and inspiring us on doing virtual Facebook events. She has been very, very successful with them with some of her team members, and she'll, talk to you all about that. But let me just begin by introducing myself and sharing a little bit about my story. My name is Kelly Farrar. I am a qualifying national marketing director from Brentwood, New Hampshire, and I live in Brentwood with my husband, Kevin, and our two daughters, Audrey and Abigail. And we were introduced to Juice Plus 12 years ago. And at the time we learned about Juice Plus, we were really faced with a lot of fear. Kevin's mom had been diagnosed with terminal stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and that disease diagnosis really put a lot of fear and anxiety and uncertainty into our life. The one thing I knew was we needed to, start treating ourselves, our body, our health, our lifestyle with more respect. And a perfect stranger came into my life at that time and introduced me to Juice Plus. And when I heard that it was food, I heard that it was backed by research, and that my children could get it for free, it was a no-brainer. Incorporated it into our diet, and for 12 years, we have really been building a strong, healthy foundation. But what's really important and exciting for us as a family is we have pushed that fear further and further and further away from our hearts. So bringing Juice Plus into our family not only brought us good health, but it brought us, really good, solid peace of mind. I decided to incorporate the business into my life as well. First, just to simply cover our family's products. We ordered quite a bit, and we were a one-income family at the time. And bringing in some additional family income was important. We had way more bills than we had days in the month. We had way more bills than we had dollars in the bank account. So each month we were slipping a little further and further into debt, and it was almost like a wound that wouldn't heal. It just kept getting worse and worse. So bringing Juice Plus professionally into my life has allowed us to bridge our nutritional gap. It's allowed me to be 100% present and at home with my girls. If everyone just could mute out, that would be really awesome. I hear some background noise. But it's allowed me to be at home and fully present and engaged in both my girls' lives. And for that, I'm forever grateful to this company to not only, be the at-home parent, but also earning a full-time income while working very part-time hours. So, but tonight, I am so excited to have partnered with my friend and partner, Melissa Guy. And Melissa is going to really inspire all of us, including myself, to do Facebook parties, virtual parties. Full transparency, it's been something I've been wanting to do, and frankly was really scared of the technology behind how to do this. And we all have skill sets in this business. Technology is not one of mine, but Melissa so graciously and courageously dug in to this concept of a Facebook party, and she used the right tools, created an amazing presentation, and now is gifting it to the rest of us. So Melissa, I'm going to pass the you ready? I'm going to pass this over to Melissa, who's going to, share her story and then get into the heart of the training. So Melissa, take it over.
Thanks, Kelly. Hi, Team Rock. So I am Melissa Guy. I'm a sales coordinator with Juice Plus. I've been with the company for almost 2 years now, and was introduced to the business and the products from Danielle, my sponsor. Our daughters went to preschool together, and I had had seen her posting about Juice Plus and having Sound the Jar parties, and I was finally able to make it to one. And it was there that Danielle and Kelly shared their stories. I was there with my sister, and I was looking for a way to bridge the gap before I knew that term, bridge the gap, for my kids. And when I heard about the power of fruits and vegetables, I knew that that is what we were looking for. I didn't know it existed. So I came home that day a little nervous. I was a stay-at-home, or I am a stay-at-home mom. I was teaching for 13 years and stopped working after I had my second little girl, and was nervous about, you know, adding something else to our plate. And I came home and I was like, babe, we're going to start Juice Plus, and I'm going to find a way to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it for us. And so he was excited about that. And I was really excited to join this mission. And I went to an event shortly after I joined the business, down in Portsmouth. And I'm like, I love this community. This is what I was meant to be a part of. Once I decided to stay at home, I knew I would have to find another opportunity. I just wasn't sure what it was going to be. And from the start, I feel like this company and all of these people and this team has just welcomed me with open arms, and grateful for that. So much like Kelly said, I was amazed at the power of this company and the product. So the quality of the product, the fact that it was backed by research. My husband has a medical degree, but will tell you that in med school, you do not get a lot of, you don't take a lot of courses in nutrition. And so that has been a powerful piece for me, because he can treat our kids when, you know, they get sick, but my job is to keep them healthy. And I'm educating him on things that I'm learning. And I feel fortunate that I can bring him to events and kind of open up his world to that as well. So it's been a great experience for the whole family. And when it comes to Facebook parties, my family is kind of why I went this route as well. So I'm happy to share information with you on that. So if you've never done a Facebook party, I think most of us are on Facebook. A Facebook party is a separate event. So it's not something that gets posted on your personal page. You actually set up an event and you invite people to it. So they actually have to click into that page. And it's something that you can invite to, your co-host can invite to. And I started to talk to Danielle probably about a year ago about the idea of Facebook parties, because I was also very intimidated. I wanted to do it, but I didn't know where to start. So Danielle, I think that was around the time that she set up the Shred group using Post My Party. So it was just automatically sending out those posts after you put them into a template. And I was over her house one day and she told me about a couple websites that I could go to look for some scripts or templates, a way to get started, and also showed me what Post My Party looked like. And it sounds way more intimidating than it is. It actually is very foolproof, which I loved. So I went home that day and kind of played around with it and worked on finding a template. And the video that I posted on Team Freedom, and I can also post it on Team Rock, is really what got me started. So when I started the business, I had, hosted Salad in the Jar parties at my house and other events. I had arranged for events to be hosted at other venues as well. But I was looking for another way to share Juice Plus information that was easy, that was convenient for myself. I didn't have to get a babysitter. I didn't have to work around bedtimes, but also convenient for guests where, if I set up a Salad in the Jar party, if they're busy that night, they can't come. But the beauty of a Facebook party is that it's the comfort of their own home. They don't have to be available right when our party starts, because if they click that they're going, they can access it when they're free. And the other thing is it's free. So you don't have to worry about cleaning your house. You don't have to worry about buying supplies or feeding the crowd. And all those things were really attractive to me. So I'm like, I have to do it. I thought about it for a while. I'm like, I would start to look at information and then get very intimidated. But then I was finally like, I'm going to do it. So like I said, Danielle directed me to a really great resource, and I believe it was teamjp.net. I will double check that and make sure I post that. And it was just a great starting point. So it had a basic template for a Facebook party. And what's nice is that it was like I said, a starting point. So I knew kind of the order to post things. And if I didn't like a script, I could just edit it so it sounded like me talking. Or if I didn't like an image, I could just find one that I liked and save it to my file. And it was really great. So, sorry, I have some notes that I'm looking at. once I had a template, I asked my sister if she would host one for me, because typically, not all the time, but typically sisters won't say no. And I needed a guinea pig. So she was already on the product and loved it. And I knew she wouldn't say no. So I said, Katie, will you host a Facebook party for me? The only thing that you have to do is pick a day and a time that works for you, just an hour. And really, she doesn't have to be on. I needed her friends list. And she had to invite her friends. And I even was her ghostwriter. So I said, I typed something up, because when she talks about Juice Plus, it's really funny. I was like, no, don't say that, say this. Which she loves the product, but wasn't always like saying the right, like she's calling it a vitamin. I'm like, it's not a vitamin. I've told you that before. But she just loved it. And that made sense to her. So she was so funny about it. So, I just said, write, it could be like a group Facebook message if you want, but like, hey, Carrie, my sister just joined the Juice Plus company. Like, I really love their products. I think you will too. I know that you're really into healthy living. Look for the notification because I just sent you an invite. So I typically send the invites out and then follow up so that they know what to look for. And so that has been really great. And what I love about these events is that you can have a raving fan customer host it for you. You can have a new distributor host a party. You can do it yourself, or you could just have someone in your life who's really into healthy living host it. For example, this was probably 6 months ago. I was on a 3-way call with, it was 4-way call, myself, Kelly, Danielle, and my cousin who lives in Florida. And she was really, that was the product that she was looking for. She wasn't feeling very well, but she had seen my post. And so we talked for probably about an hour. And she loved everything that Juice Plus had to offer, but she didn't become a customer. So she's been following our post. And so I recently just reached out to her. I sent her, if you haven't used on Messenger, the voice option, that's another great tool that I just started using. So I left her a message and just said, hey, Jill, just wanted to touch base. Like, we talked about Juice Plus a while ago, and I know that you were really interested. And I know that's not for you right now, but would you be interested in hosting a Facebook party? And told her, like, all you have to do, you don't have to do anything. Let's talk about it on the phone. So we actually just talked last night. And once she had never been to a Facebook party, so I just explained what it was. It's really like a casual event. She's really interested. So we're going to do one on February 20th. So that's exciting. So it doesn't have to be someone who is already on the product. It just exposes a lot of different people to it. So I think I'm going to show you. Oh, I was going to say this. Full disclosure. I have reached out to people who have just ignored the email as well. So if I ask them if they wanted to host one, they just haven't responded, which is fine. So I'm just moving on to them. But it's just a great way to reach more people and do it in a fun way. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to show you what the template actually looks like. The beauty of this is that I have a starting point for you, and you can use it as is if you want, or you can edit it. But if you decided to join Post My Party, there is a monthly fee. I think it's like $10. We actually kind of just like, I have one for my team. And so if they want to host a party, I will work on setting up that event, and I just set the party to run, and that will make more sense after you see it. But if you think this is something for you, there's a monthly charge. But, if you get a customer from an event, it covers the cost of that anyway. So you can share it if you want. All right, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right, so if you decide that you want to do Post My Party, for example, Kelly just came over last week and we talked about this. She signed up for Post My Party. All I did was I copied a template. Actually, I just emailed a template. It's so easy that I'll show you that in just a second. I emailed her a template. It showed up in her email, and she logged into Post My Party, and it was about a 2-minute setup process. And now she has it as part of her templates. All right. So if you look over here where it says templates, I clicked on list, and these are all the events that we've done. Essentially, it's the same exact party, but I just rename it every time. So it looks like we have so many different things going on. It's the same party. We just edit it to whoever's party it is. The only really edit you need to make is when their story comes up. And I'll show you how easy that is. So I'm going to focus on Jessica and Barbara's Healthy Living Facebook party. That's a distributor that I have. She hosted a party with her mom. And the beauty of this is her mom lives in South Carolina and is very new to the product, very new to the business. And we knew that we weren't going to get there to host an event. And so this is a great way to do that. So she had us with her to host the event, which is nice. So when I click on edit, this whole, hold on just a second. The whole party's right here. So this is it. Nothing fancy. It's just, I think, 14 posts. And the beauty of it is these icons right here help you edit any of the informations here. So when you get sent a party, if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to change a graphic, you could. So if I just click on this first one, this is the very first post that would be sent over. If you wanted to change the wording, you just go right in there and change the text. If you wanted to change a picture, you just delete and then you add your own image there down at the very bottom of the page. It just says update. So anytime that you make a change, you just update and it saves it for you. So it's really fun to kind of just play around with it. Every single post that you have, I just need to, Kelly, can you give me a thumbs up? You can see the screen, right? Okay. Every post has a day that it's going to be sent and a time that it's going to be sent. So with the shred groups, I think ours is over 20 days or so. So Danielle and the rest of the team have some posts that are going to be sent out on day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way up to day 20. I do everything on day 1, so it's just starting at 8 o'clock and it ends at 9:15, and the posts run every 5 minutes. And you'll see that time right here. So they start at 8 o'clock, they go all the way to 9:15, 9:10. Sometimes I add something in there. And that schedule has worked for us. If you felt like, no, I want to make it a little shorter than 5 minutes apart, same thing, you click on this little pencil and you can easily change the time right there. So they really make it really foolproof, which is fun. Like I said, the one, let's see, the one time that you would edit something, really edit, this is where Jess put her story in there. So if you were going to host it, or a distributor or a customer was going to host, if they're comfortable, they just email you their story with a graphic and you just plug it in right here. I will say within the party, if you wanted to share your story live, you can certainly do that when the party is happening. If you wanted to share a video of your story, you would have to save it to like YouTube or Vimeo, which I'm not, I don't have a lot of practice with that. So I attempted it and failed because I think I had my privacy settings wrong. But when that happened for my party, you know, this came up, my video didn't work. So I knew I had to share my story, so I was forced to go live. So going live is kind of a fun way to share your story because it shows the people on the other side that, you know, this is really like someone is really on the other side. It's not just posts that are happening. But some people, like your first couple, you might be like, I'm not ready for live yet. I'm just gonna like stick my story up there, which is what I've only done live once, and that was only because I was forced to do it. So let's see what else. Update and go back to the template. So like I said, Post My Party and Facebook events go hand in hand. Those two companies are linked. So I'm going to show you, this is the event that I set up over on Facebook. Oh, let me take that down. So this was the event that I set up maybe 5 days or so ahead of the event. We don't set it up too far in advance because it just gives, you know, since it's an event where, you know, people aren't coming to, we feel like, you know, a few days is fine. They can just click going and then they have it fresh in their mind. Let's see. So I'll put just a short description about the event, you know, join us for a healthy living event right here on Facebook at Tuesday at 8. All you have to do is click going and you'll get notifications when posts come through. and I'll typically start with an image. But what's nice is that you can post some things. Oh, I'll go to the very bottom here. Sorry. Let me show you what this looks like. I just want to show you what it looks like when we started. So a couple days out, we'll just post some things just so it gets people back to the page. So we'll post things like, oh, it's party day, or what is so-and-so's favorite fruit or vegetable, because we'll give away complete samples in a raffle, like depending upon who participated. So you want to try to get guests to participate. Sometimes people are more excited to do that than others. And then we'll post 30 minutes before the party. So these are all things that I do within the Facebook event page. This is not Post My Party. Post My Party starts at the time you designated it at, and so for us it's 8 o'clock. But this is the first post from Post My Party. You'll see Post My Party right at the top. And so these things can't be edited once they're set, but you already know that they're in the template, so you've looked at it. So people will hopefully say that they're there, like here's Jess and her mom and one of their guests. And so we like to have the person who is hosting to just comment back like, oh, thanks for coming, so happy you're here. And let me tell you, sometimes people say they're going, but they don't want to announce themselves. So a party that I did with one of my sisters, it was just her and I commenting back and forth to each other for like the first 15 minutes, but that can be fun too. And then this is the second post. So they're numbered, but like I said, it shows Post My Party, so that you know it's working. And before I talk about the teammates that you have on your party, I'm going to go back to Post My Party so I can show you how to set up the party. And I know this is a lot of information, but if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. I'll go through this again. All right, let me go back to Post My Party. When it comes time to set your party, you'll just go to parties and schedule new. And like I said, this is the Jessica and Barbara Healthy Living event. So the template is what you just created. You'll go to choose template and you just look for the one that you named. So here it is, Jessica and Barbara's Healthy Facebook event. It's a personal event. So this is where I got a little confused at all these different options: personal group, personal event, business event. You click personal event, and what that does, this is an important piece because this will link you over to your Facebook page that you set up. And so these are all just different, these aren't all our events, but these are just things that people have set up on Facebook events. So I will look for, here's Jessica and Barbara's virtual healthy living event. So when you make, it's kind of amazing, when you set up your Facebook event, it automatically links with Post My Party. So it's kind of fascinating. You say what date you want to start it on. And so, let's say we wanted to do one tomorrow. I hit time zone, which is, we just hit Eastern time. So you'll scroll through that just look for US and Canada Eastern time. And you don't have to set a time because you've already scheduled that in your template. So once you've done all that, you just go to the bottom and hit create and your party is set. Oop, boy. Okay, hold on a second. Let's see if I can figure this out. Let's see, sorry about that. I'm going to try to minimize without causing too many problems here. Okay. Going back to the template, I just want to show you one quick thing. The reason why you didn't have to put a time in there, Post My Party already knows what time. So if we were posting a party for tomorrow night, it already knows. If you pick the day, it already knows that when 8 o'clock Eastern time comes, it's going to send your first post over to your event page. The last thing that I want to mention is that this business is all about team, and that's what I love. I feel like I was missing that. Being a stay-at-home mom, it was great, but I was missing that team aspect. And we're working on building our teams, but also working as a team. So these events have been a really fun way to connect with our teammates, and also to allow our teams to try something new, to reach out to new people, try new events, especially if, if they're not comfortable with at-home events or if they just want to try something new. One of my distributors, she had done a Sound in the Jar right in November. December was a crazy month, and to try to fit something in before the holidays was really challenging, but she was trying to make her 2,000 plus. So a Facebook party fit in so perfectly because with everyone's busy schedule, it was just the perfect opportunity to keep sharing, but do something that was really convenient. I'm going to stop sharing right now. Hi, everybody. And I have two of my wonderful teammates on here tonight who are going to share, because when we do a party, we like to have a couple distributors on just to kind of keep the conversations going. And, if it's a complete post, we post a picture of our kids drinking smoothies, or if it's about the children's health study, we'll post a picture of our kids, or I don't have a tower garden. So when that post comes up, I'll be Voxering, Katie and Danielle, and be like, post a picture of your tower garden now. And it's just been really fun for us to work together. So, if you have a buddy or if you want to, set up a team to do that, we just ask if our teammates are free, and if they want to jump on, it's great. And they just plug their comments in whenever they want. We ask that, or not ask, but we like that if the host wants to comment first, they can do that. But if they're not familiar with the company or the product, like with my sister, I was like, let me handle it, and you jump in after me. Or we might Voxer and say, oh, so-and-so asked a question. Do you have a good response to us? And then, we'll be the ghostwriter for each other and then just type back. So Katie Oswald and Danielle Petlick are going to share. They've been on quite a few parties with me, and we've kind of worked together as a team really well. So I'm going to let them share a little bit about their experiences with Facebook parties. Katie, take it away.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me and see me? Okay, great. So Melissa pretty much covered it all. A couple things from an aspect of when you do the party and why, it would be important to do it, I think is because, I took some notes on my phone, so I'm looking to the right, is because I think sometimes I have a quick conversation with people, and then it's a good way to follow up, like, oh, attend the party. And I can't mention all the products when I have a conversation with somebody. So although I don't know that they may be super interested in a tower garden and they don't even know that's a Juice Plus product, and I'm talking to them about capsules, then it's a really good way, because then they can see all the products and they can see that it's such a small, concentrated company as well. So that has been good. And I think people love to stay home and in their pajamas, and it's not intimidating. Like if you invite them to an event, sometimes they don't want to come and they feel on the spot. They might have to buy something. We're like, this is just no pressure. Just come. We won't even know you're on there. You can stay in your pajamas. And I think people feel more comfortable sometimes asking questions that way too. And it's just a better way. I think I went to University of North Carolina, so a lot of my friends, well, I have a big group of friends still in the South, so it's a good way for me too to spread the mission further with other people that couldn't come to an event at my house. So what do I do? And I think that was it. I think those are my only points.
I'll go next. Well, Melissa, thank you so much for taking charge and doing it, because I was terrified to do it, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to like that, but I have to say I absolutely love it. I have enjoyed participating on your end. I haven't actually done one yet. I have one coming up with Abby Herring on Sunday. I know that you'll be on there helping me out. But I like being on the other end of, people don't like to go out. Katie said that. And sometimes I feel like we are going out so often and we're always, on our game. I actually have been sitting on my couch under a blanket in my bathrobe, all snuggled in, responding to all these messages and not having to go out. So that's a huge point for me. I love it. I love just being comfortable and responding when the time is right on the page. So That's my favorite part about it.
Awesome. Well, I have to say, Melissa, you really did an amazing job tonight teaching us about Post My Party and Facebook events. And I'm so excited because I'm co-hosting, I should say, my first one this Thursday with a brand new distributor. And, you've taken my nerves away because it's all been done. So I thank you so much. And Katie and Danielle, thank you so much for sharing too. One of the things, Melissa, that you mentioned to me that I don't think was mentioned tonight that I think is important, I do hear some background noise. I'm not sure what that sound is. But you mentioned the ability to go back into the party and tag someone so that they can then access the party if they missed it, the first time around, or they wanted to revisit it or something. You can literally just tag them and they'll get a notification about that party. But they have to have been originally invited and they have to have said that they were going, correct? Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that the beauty of that is that you might have people say, oh, thanks for inviting me, but I'm busy Thursday, because they might not have experience with a Facebook party. And so we just always make sure we say, oh, don't even worry about it. Like, just click going and they'll get the notifications. But like you said, you can follow up and be like, oh, Jill, like, I wanted to make sure you saw this. Like, I didn't know if you had a chance to get on. So you're absolutely right. You can just tag whoever you think said they were going and you weren't sure that they were on there. So yeah, there's the beauty of that too.
So it's like the party that keeps on giving, and I love that. So thank you very much, Melissa and Katie and Danielle, for sharing. Like I said, I am hosting one this week. If anybody wants to get on, just to kind of be an observer and check things out. You can also feel free to comment. I have no problems with that. I know my new distributor, Becky, would probably appreciate it as well. I went on to a couple that Jess and Melissa were hosting to kind of be that fly on the wall. And I couldn't help but get sucked in and like respond and post. And, it's super fun. I loved it. So thank you, everybody, for being on tonight's call as well. We really appreciate your time. We hope that you found some value in what you learned tonight. And for those that are certainly calling in to the next call at 8:45, Cheryl Cortese's call. She herself is the presenter tonight. She's going to be going over the pay plan.